to get the boys with the drugs?
It was easier for me to actually engage and communicate with guys instead of like backing down or shying away. With the crystal meth, I'm out there. I'm more forward in engaging.
Okay. Now, how much money in one day would you actually spend on drugs?
Not a hell of a lot, really.
Okay. So,
Well, it depends. I mean,
You want me? You want me? What do you want me?
me personally, a 40 bag of Tina would last me a couple days.
okay. Now, would you share that with anybody or just do it by yourself?
Well, it depends. If you're a hot bottom, then maybe. All right.
That's amazing. Now, if you were to see the young children today, what would you tell them about drug use and the behavior that you actually took part of? What would you tell the young people out there today, or just anybody that you see are heading down that path?
Think twice about getting or starting, whether it be crack or heroin or crystal meth. But then again, in the same token, I'm not here to tell anybody anything. Everybody, like, I mean, I learned the hard way.
Okay.
Right? People are going to learn what they want to learn, I guess, when it comes to the drug cartel.
Now, how often in the last year would you say you've done drugs? Once a week, twice a week, 3
Well, like I
times
said,
a week?
it depends, because there was times where I went like 2 weeks smoking crystal meth, and then there was like times where I went like a couple months without using. So it depends. It varies.
All right. So now, do you have a boyfriend?
I
Are you
do.
in a relationship at the
I
moment?
am.
Now, what is this? Is this person also doing crystal meth?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So the two of you have an understanding. Now, so you're responsible? You're a
Yes,
responsible
yes.
meth user.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. So
I'm,
maybe-
how can I say it? Functional crystal meth user. I pay my bill, I pay my cable, I pay my bills, I pay my rent. Everything's paid before I even dabble.
now, are you still escorting?
No, actually, I see my sugar daddy twice a month, and that's good enough.
Okay. Now, how often do you think about? Does this when you're actually doing the drugs? Do you actually think of having other partners, or are you stuck with just one partner?
No, my partner has asked me. I mean, we've communicated, engaged with each other about having threesomes. But when it comes down to it, it's not a good thing. It doesn't go.
Now, Nirvana, how much money have you spent on drugs or alcohol? And do you use drugs once a week or twice a week?
Usually, actually 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay. Now, how much money do you actually spend a week on drugs or alcohol?
In a week's time, it'd probably be anywhere from $600 to $800. And I used to be a massive addict with some things at a young age due to experiences and life problems. But at the end of the day, I've cut down by over like 3/4 of the way. I'm only at 1/4.
Now,
I'm still proud, but I still have an addiction and I'm gonna conquer it one day.
have you sought help for your addiction?
Yes, I have sought help for my addiction.
Like,
with
what did you
food
do?
camp.
Where?
I went through KMH also. I knew I had an issue, I had mental health issues and physical issues, but at the end of the day I knew I had a problem and I knew what was wrong with me. And I fought for my rights to go in there. I had seizures at the time. I broke down and they had to wheel me in, and I said I'm not leaving this hospital till I get the answers.
Now,
They medicated me. I had a few addictions to the pills though, but I had a high immune system where sometimes I got affected by those. But it made me a bigger and stronger person knowing that I had to fight for something. I know I could make it right.
now, how do you feel about other addicts? When you're around other addicts, how does it make you feel? When you see the reaction of the public and they're watching people that they presume are drug addicts or alcoholics, because people watching you from a distance only assume because you're in the park. I'm going to be honest. I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, and I drink very rarely. So I've never, my goal here is for my audience to have an understanding about the crystal meth, the alcohol, the sexual addictions that we all sometimes suffer, whether we're away from family, we've lost our family, we've lost our job, we've lost our pride, we've been hurt in relationships. This is why I'm doing this show, is because I want it to be an educational show. And I want people to understand that we are serious about cleaning up the community and getting the people that need help the help that they need. It's my job to do that.
Good for you, Stephanie.
Thank you very much. Now, Matt, you had a wife, right? Did you have a wife, or were you ever married?
Nobody asked me.
Okay. Were you ever married?
No,
Oh, nobody ever asked you. Now, Nirvana, since you're the young one, are you in a relationship?
I actually been in a few. I've recently, only within the last 3 years, been in a gay relationship with a gay partner. I've had bi-curious coming out, if not straight men, approach me and have relationships, if not females. I have an ex-wife and one ex-fiance.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've heard of CAMH. We've all heard of CAMH. Now, has any of you been there?
No.
Now, what is your experience you had with CAMH?
I had 2 experiences with CAMH.
Mm-hmm.
The first time was when I was signing myself in as a patient, checking myself in, and defending my own rights and health, knowing I had issues and seizures, and finally overcoming my problems with addiction and drug use of alcohol and other substances, and telling them I need help. And the second time was when I got put in and accused of something that never happened. I fought it in court, and you know what, it came out that it was nothing what it was supposed to be, but due to the medication and stuff, that they thought I was going into an epileptic seizure, and I made it out of it okay after going flatline.
That's great. That's great. Now, Patty, now this is more of a deeper question for me to ask, because I just think that the audience would like to know. Now, to support your habit in drugs, now when you weren't working or you didn't have any source of income, how did you get money for drugs?
Well, like I said, I mean, when I was a teenager, it was weed and acid, and it was, you got your allowance from your parents. But, I mean, overall, I didn't really start getting into heavy drugs until I hit Montreal.
Okay.
I went to Montreal to work for the weekend. I've been living there 3.5 years, hooked to crack cocaine.
Oh. Now, have you ever stolen to support your habit for drugs?
All the time.
What about you, Nevada? Have you ever stolen to support your habit for drugs?
I've stolen twice, and I got caught once, and as I was getting caught, they thought 2 months I was faking, but I went into a seizure, and they let me go by bringing me to the hospital. So I'm like, okay, that was savior. But the next time I was with my friend in a wheelchair, and we was like, sorry, it's the metal. It's the metal. We melted too many pop cans. We wanted to repair it. It had too many holes.
So, can I just ask a couple more questions, Patty? Because now, what is the direction you're going in now? What are you looking to?
I'm looking for abstinence.
Okay.
I'm currently working in a part-time job. I work at Maggie's as a harm reduction worker.
What is Maggie's?
Maggie's is an organization ran by sex workers and allies. We support the working girls, people with addictions. We have a drop-in every Wednesday from 2 to 5.
Okay. So, how helpful has Maggie's really been for you?
It's been very helpful. In order. Let me see. Let me say this. It's been very helpful in the sense where I've gotten all kinds of great support from there. I've met all different sex workers there. It's been amazing.
Now, can I just ask another question, and then I'll take a couple of audience questions. We're halfway through. So now, can you tell us and our audience a family secret? Something, you don't have to get deep, but just tell us something, a family secret, and tell us why you've kept this secret for so long.
No, I can't say I have a family secret, because what's ever happened to me, I've disclosed to close friends and stuff. So don't really have any secrets.
Okay. Now, Nevada, do you have any family secrets?
I have a few, but a few small ones are like that.
You only have to tell us one.
Okay, one of my biggest ones is that I'm a very well-known international family of wealth, but like I've been through each stage that I don't judge and I don't try to push it forward and sharing my history with everyone because I don't want them to treat me or disrespect me in a way or treat me a certain way because of my history or my background.
Okay.
And like I have like a famous ice skating
You don't have
great
to tell
aunt
us who it is.
and like Elizabeth Manley, for example, and then Michael Manley from the first white prime minister of Jamaica. But at the end of the day, I'm happy for being who I am, and I don't want to push my gender sexuality or the judgment of like having my history affect my future and then now in the present and affect people's lives while I'm being affected by my own life. I'd rather move forward than fall back.
Okay. So where are you now, and are you happy?
Right now, I have a few issues. I'm staying strong. I'm looking forward and avoiding and getting away from a lot of issues. That's building me the immunity and the support and strength to get help and get away from some of my addictions and problems. I've done it before and I cut cold turkey. I almost said dead turkey because I'm like, I just stop it like that. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of myself and I'm gonna do better as long as I see, go tomorrow and think of the now instead of the later.
So what triggers you to use again? What triggers it?
I find some of the triggers are usually sometimes the abuse or emotional statement of someone else that went through something that like you've been through and they're using or offering or giving to you when you've been in the same statement or issue, and it triggers me to use or get or take forward in some of the action or the process of the making of the addiction that causes me to sometimes fall.
Okay.
But I find that's one of the biggest causes of issues and triggers within me and sometimes others around the community.
So what are your goals down the road? What do you want to happen? What do you want to happen for Nevada?
Some of my goals are to go back out and work in entertainment and work internationally for modeling, both male and female, by gender in the industry, and also work on producing my own music and choreography and working with a few artists in the future like I have in the past.
Now, Patty,
Mm-hmm.
now you have a relationship and you say you're happy and things are going well. Now, where are you now in your life and are you happy?
I think I won't be happy until this addiction is absolutely deleted. I don't think that I will be as happy to the point where my addiction will be, I'll be absolutely from my addiction is when I think I'll be happy.
All right. Now we have a couple of more questions. Does the audience have a question? Anybody in the audience have a question? Anybody in the audience have a question? Okay. Now, just a couple of more questions and then we're done. Now, Nevada,
Yeah.
you are from a small town with a well-to-do family. You have some addictions that you are addressing at this moment. You've attended CAMH, which is a great facility for addictions and mental health and all other kinds of addictions. So we hope you get the help that you need in 2018. Seek it out because there's a lot of people out there that will help you. Matt, you've been a friend for a very long time. So hopefully you will find happiness and you will get the help that you want and you need. And hopefully you will get to see your kids. You will get to see your kids and spend some time with them. We hope that for you. We really do. I really hope you get things going the way. Call them up and say hello. Now, Patty, thank you so much because you shared so much with us. and enlighten us in a wonderful way. And hopefully somebody out there in my YouTube land, we have educated you and showed you just a small glimpse of what it's like to be an addict. And hopefully you will seek the help out that you need, and understand that there's people that are willing to help you. So if you want to talk, if you want to chat, you can always email me at mrtoronto@hotmail.com, or you can Facebook me, Stephanie Stevens. Add me. I will chat with you. You can come on my show. We can talk about a lot of things. Anything that's on your chest, come to us. Find somebody you can talk to. If you're having trouble late night sleeping, you need a friend. Call somebody. You don't have to overdose, and you don't need to die. We love you. We love each other. So don't think you're alone, because you're not alone. There's a lot of people around you that are suffering just like you. So at the end of the day, seek the help that you need, and we hope you get the help that you need, because there's so many avenues. Say something. Don't just die. We want you to live. Okay?
Let's go.
Thank you, Patty, so much for being on my show.
No problem.
Anytime you want to talk, you've been a great friend, and I thank you for sticking by me, girl. Thank you. Thank you, Nevada. Thank you very much for coming on my show. Thank you. You don't have to do all that, but thank you.
Too beautiful.
Thank you,
Drop
Matt.
that gorgeous.
Matt, you have to do that because you're a gentleman.
Ladies
So thank you. Thank you to the audience for coming out. And at the end of the day, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Stephanie Stevens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening today. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Monica.